Hello, and welcome back to Dishonored. In case you couldn't tell, we're back at the beginning. That's because it's time for what I like to call the Silent Assassin Run, otherwise known as the Low Chaos Run. I am not going for clean hands or for ghost, but I am going for never being spotted. I'm going to try and avoid killing people unless it's more convenient to just do that, in which case I will. Obviously, this is not from the beginning of the game. This is just after the, I guess you could call it the tutorial, but not really, because the tutorial's pretty much through this entire first hour or two of the game. I'd call it more like the introduction. So this is, or maybe the prologue. You could also call it the prologue. And this is, after that, this is the first time that you actually have choices, let me put it that way, because the Clean Hands achievement does not count for the killing of the assassins in that first section. Which makes sense, because they're assassins, they're trying to kill the Empress, like, it's your job to kill them. Although, to be fair, when I did do my Clean Hands run, I did not kill them, I just blocked, because I was afraid that it wasn't going to work. But apparently it does. But yeah, we're not going for that. I might record another one of those, but that's only if people really, really want it. And to be honest, it's going to be a lot of reloads because it's annoying as shit. I've done it, but it's annoying. Well, without further ado, let's get the hell out of here. And because this is the canon run, I will be reading all of the notes. Corvo, who we are is irrelevant right now. Just know that we have faith in you. Here's the key to your cell. Once you're out, head for the prisoner's interrogation room. Take the explosive there and plant it on the outer door. When the bomb goes off, run. Make for the river and lose yourself in the sewers. You'll find some useful gear stashed there. One of the prison guards will leave a weapon just outside your cell. And good luck. We need you alive and well for what's to come. A friend.
So many people are coming to the execution tomorrow.
It's on account of Corvo, the one who killed the Empress and abducted her daughter, Emily.
So it's an occasion.
Right. A social event for the high and mighty. Come see the noble Lord Protector get his head chopped off.
I fucking wish.
They're as bad as us betting on the dogfights.
Hell, there might even be a way to do that. Because it's right there. That's where we need to be.
The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews, unless accompanied by an officer of the wall.
If I had Blink right now, I would be
in advance with 1 week's notice.
I wonder. Oh, come on. There's got to be a way to do this.
Let me know if you want to gamble on the house again.
Blow off.
There's got to be a fucking way. There's fucking gotta be. Knowing this game. Because apparently in, like, the intro section, you can, like, prevent the Empress from getting killed, but it crashes the game because it's supposed to happen. Because apparently the way that corners work is, like, in order for you to vault, and I'm using a lot of likes and stuff, but because in order for the vaults to work, like, if you press your face into a corner, apparently, like, just right, like pixel perfect, apparently there's a way you can get to the top of the map. I mean, I'm not going to try and do that, because I feel like that's cheating a little bit, but, I mean, if I can vault over the sign, yeah, but then I can't go any further. Alright, well, if someone's figured out a way to do this, oh, ho, ho, ho. That's cool. Can I... Fuck. I've never done this. This would be so cool. It's so cool if I fucking pull it off. Ah, shit. if I
The
pull this off,
solitary wing
it's
is
gonna be
off
great.
limits to maintenance crews, unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled.
Because
in
like it
advance
literally.
with 1
Oh well, I
week's
need to get
notice.
the clockwork explosive. So this doesn't help me very much. Like even if I do this, it doesn't help me because I need to get the bomb first.
Ridiculous. Stupid rat.
If you've done that before, if you've gotten over to the control room section without going through the rest of the prison, without using mods or console commands, let me know, and if you can replicate it, put a link to the video in the comments because that shit's awesome. But I do need to get the bomb. Oh, shit. Thank God we're playing this on easy. That would be no, not easy. We're playing this on normal difficulty. If we were playing this on hard difficulty, I totally would have been spotted.
Gotta get me out.
Please, not now.
Attention. Tomorrow's execution
I need him to
will
turn
be
around.
restricted to the personnel assigned to the event
And then-
approved dignitaries only.
Come on, you asshole. Turn around. Fuck. There you go. There's my lean button. Now where'd the other... I don't know where the other dude went. Okay. 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 All right.
The yard?
Escort through the
Yeah, but I had to
solitary
crack
wing
skulls.
must be scheduled in
Lazy
advance
bastards.
with 1 week's notice.
If they don't want to work, they don't get their ration of elixir. It's that simple.
The military or the plague? Life is hard. Heard something.
Oh, fuck. I wasn't crouched. That's literally all it was, is I wasn't crouched. It's a rookie mistake. Alright.
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
Because I know a guy's gonna walk through there. And that might actually stick you in the shadows. Alright. There it is. Oh, that's so bullshit. There's something glimmering there. And normally when stuff glimmers, it means that there's like a coin. You see it, right? Right there? Like it almost looks like it's something that I can pick up, but when I actually go to look at it, there's nothing there.
Accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance with 1
That's
week's notice.
so bullshit. But, I'll have to do it this way.
Corvo's unconscious again. Though he's taken more punishment than the 2 men we brought in for interrogation. When he wakes, we'll start again. Having him sign the confession for her murder isn't critical. It might be useful years later. The assassination of an empress.
Aw, you fucking bastard.
I know you're somewhere around here.
How did he find the body? Fuck. Wait, no he didn't. He's still there. How do you... What? What?
Hey, you're such a chopper.
If you know what I did to get myself spotted
Tomorrow's
that time, please let me know.
Will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
Well, I already played the audiogram, so I'm going to replay it, but... I'll shove you in the interrogation room. Since I know that nobody goes in here. The Trials of Aptitude, excerpt from a book on the esoteric practices of the Abbey. Once a child shows the proper inclination, he is marked. Overseers are assigned to study the subject surreptitiously in order to determine whether this inclination is supported by cosmological conditions and other signs ongoing throughout the year. At the end of the cycle, those befitting further testing are removed from their homes some hours before dawn and must begin the march to an outpost outside the city. There, the children undergo ritual preparation and evaluation until the last night of the month of rain, when they make a pilgrimage to Whitecliff. During an elaborate ceremony, it is determined which of the children will become overseers and which must be put down. I know that the whole overseer religion is bullshit. I'll play this just so it counts as me having it. Duty officer's report. Corvo interrogation. Corvo Antano, formerly the Lord Protector, will be brought in for interrogation. Sorry, I got this out of my tongue is fucked up, so that's why I'm talking a little different. This is of utmost importance. The Lord Regent and High Overseer Campbell will be conducting the questioning themselves. Follow their orders without hesitation and keep the torture under control. If Corvo dies in his hands instead of getting the public execution the Lord Regent wants, it'll be your head that rolls next.
Corvo's unconscious again, though he's taken more punishment than the 2 men we brought in for interrogation. When he wakes, we'll start again. Having him sign the confession for her murder isn't critical, but it might be useful.
It might have been because I walked out of the room while he was walking through before he had exited. Cannot be opened at this time. That's interesting. Because I know you don't come back here.
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event
Not
and
yet.
approved
I was gonna
dignitaries
report
only.
that boiler leak from yesterday.
Forget it. Just do your rounds. A report's trouble for both of us.
I'm moving.
Let me know if you want to take my patrol.
It's just ridiculous.
Corvo's execution is tomorrow, right?
Yeah, but everything has to be set up today.
I can't wait to see his head roll. Not everyone did, but I really like the Empress.
Alright. Now there's a few ways to do this.
Attention.
I know I'm missing a lot of the loot doing it this way, but this is also the safest way to not get spotted.
By an officer of the law.
So, because you can go through those rooms like I did on the first playthrough, but honestly, this is so much easier. And since I'm not worried about killing people, although I am worried about corpses being found, I wonder... Very curious. Sorry, buddy. That's literally the most efficient way. Fuck. How do I kill him, though? Can I get on top of these lockers? I can. Shit. Does that help me? No. And the thing is, once I set off the explosive, the alarm's gonna go off, and then he's gonna start getting twitchy. Which I do not want.
I better make a pass over here.
And because I'm not worried about you guys dying when the explosion goes off, I could actually put you in this trash bin right here. And that's what I meant when I said silent assassin, is if it's convenient for me, if it's more convenient to do the lethal route, I'm going to do the lethal route, as long as it maintains low chaos. Whereas, those other guards, I could get around them very easily without even interacting with them. But in this case, it was easier for me to do that instead of knocking him out, and then trying to knock out the other guy, which is doable. But then I roll in a whole nother risk. If I'm not able to get them wedged in here properly, they still might die when the explosion goes off. Because one time I went to throw one of them in here and he actually got stuck in this section, and that actually killed him. And I had to restart, because that's when I was doing my clean hands run. So, that being said, I should hide probably right here. And I believe I did that without anybody seeing me. Not 100% sure. But we'll find out very quickly, won't we? And hopefully nobody found any of the bodies. And that was the most stealthy I'm probably ever going to be. Because I know that level by the back of my hand. I'm sure there's areas in there that I'm missing, but I know that so well.
Use some kind of explosive to blast his way out. That doesn't happen by accident.
You think he had help? Who'd know how to do that?
Bottle Street gang, maybe. Watch for booby traps. Could be some down here by the look of it.
Good. If we're lucky, one of them will get Corvo.
You're afraid of him? He's Sir Conan. It's all merchants and whores down there.
Kids like you never saw what he was like. I saw him fight 3-1 in the practice yard. He's a whirlwind.
I hope it's me that finds him.
I hope it is too.
And that tells me that they didn't find any of the bodies, because they have alternate dialogue. They have alternate dialogue if you kill a guard and they find out, or if they see you. They have alternate dialogue. So that means I'm both silent and still running on low chaos, which is good. Note from a friend. Corvo, if you're reading this, it means our plan worked and you've broken free from Coldridge. One of our contacts has hidden weapons for you somewhere deeper in the sewers. Grab the gear and find Samuel where the tunnels dump you out near the river. He'll bring you to us. A friend who will meet you soon. Alright, and this is the part where the doors open. I never had them actually finish their dialogue before. I wonder if it's possible to save them. But of course, doing so would kind of break the point of this playthrough. Would have broken the point of the last one, too. The last one was to be just a horrific monster. Whereas in this one, it's to just not be seen, to do my job the proper way. Now, where the hell is... There it is. Alright. Ooh. Something over here. Oh yeah, it's just food. There's nothing actually loot-wise down here. That's a little disappointing. It looked like a really cool alcove. I guess that's if you get eaten by the rats. But, to be honest, you gotta be pretty shit to get eaten by the rats. Or be doing your first playthrough. And to be honest, if you're doing your first playthrough, unless you're really observant, you're not noticing that. I'm just checking for things to make sure I don't miss stuff. Like, I know I'm gonna miss stuff, because I've never... Like, despite how much I'm talking myself up about what I've done in this game, I've definitely never perfected it. And that's the reason why I can't guarantee a silent assassin in Dishonored 2 if we get enough votes that I decide to play it. Because I simply can't guarantee that I'll be able to do it. Because I've never gotten all of the loot in the levels, and I've never found all of the paintings. So, I'm not the best. Definitely not the best. Again, there's a reason I'm doing this on normal and not hard. But I enjoy it, and I've learned a lot of the alternate routes, which is the other reason why I can't guarantee a silent assassin playthrough of Dishonored 2. I'll attempt it, obviously, but I can't guarantee it. That's also why, if people want me to play a Knife of Dunwall or Brigamore, which is one, I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to be as good as Dowd would actually be. I can't guarantee I'd be anywhere close to that good. Just because I don't know where the nooks and crannies are. Like, I don't know the optimal route. Fuck. I saw it, I knew it was there, and I just forgot. I just completely forgot. There we go. I'm talking to you guys. I'm not playing super optimally. That's the other thing too. Is not only do I not know the optimal routes, but I'm also, like I do in this, I'm also, like, trying to make an entertaining video, which means I don't have time to sit and think about every little thing. And I'm inevitably going to get distracted as well. To the Lord Protector. Greetings, Corvo. Or should I say Lord Protector, as you were known before that title was wrongfully taken from you. We are servants of the Empire and of the true Empress, a group of loyalists who want very much to meet you. Take these weapons, crafted for you by the finest materials in the Isles, and meet with our man, Samuel, near where the tunnels spill into the Wrenhaven River. All haste and good luck. We share a common purpose. Like, my ability at this game is more knowledge than skill, I would say. I mean, definitely, based on how I got my ass kicked rather thoroughly. Jelly, in case you're too daft to remember, look look to your whiskey for the answer. Whiskey, got it? If you want your share, you'll sort it out. If not, come back next month. 451. Yeah, I got my ass kicked in the actual fights in the previous campaign, I guess you could call it. It was only 8 episodes. Is it really a campaign? But last little playthrough of Dishonored.
Me, sir. Do you know who we're hunting here? Don't try to take him out alone.
And that was only
What if
because,
no one from the squad is around?
again, I'm not the greatest.
And try to make a lot of noise.
The only reason I thought I was going to do well is because I got all of the gun upgrades earlier in one of the other runs I did to see if I was able to do it. And that made me feel like a badass. And I wasn't able to get the guns that quickly because I didn't have the same purchasing setup.
Seen anything scary?
Now this is where you're supposed to silent assassin and drop kill, but he's about to piss in the river. I know how to get around him in a way that keeps him alive.
Into the water, don't come out.
That being said, if he goes back, there it is. Here we go. Now, there's a ton of shit here that I know I'm missing. Because you can either go into the water, like I've done, or you can go up on the piping. And I know I'm missing a ton of loot by going with the water route. But you know, to be honest, I'm not all that concerned. Because I don't need to buy a lot of stuff.
Attention Dunwall City. The assassin Corvo, responsible for the murder of our fair empress and the disappearance of Lady
And there we go.
heir to the throne.
Corvo, over here. Quickly. I'm Samuel, and I work for some good people who want very much to meet you. They said you'd come out here. I can still hardly believe it. I'll take you to meet them. Just down the river from here.
All right, old man. Let's go. And you know, I probably could have done without... Actually, I definitely could have done that whole section without killing anyone. But, as I said, I'm not going to restrict myself to clean hands, because that's so fucking annoying. Yeah, they found the bodies, but I'm still on low chaos, and I was never detected. And they probably found the 2 at the beginning, but I don't know how to hide those properly. And again, I missed about half the treasure in the level, but again, that's not that big of a deal. The Hound Pits Pub. Let's go. Actually, if someone that's played the game that knows more than me...
This is the Hound Pits Pub. Closed for business.
Oh, wait, till
Half the district
Samuel's done
marked off as
talking.
Dead from the plague. We're right under the Lord Regent's nose, and he don't know a thing. Of course, if anyone finds out what we're up to, the Watch will break in with swords drawn. And now that you've escaped, the Lord Regent's going to be tearing the city apart. Take you up to meet Admiral Havelock and the rest of the Loyalists. The Admiral's a man to be reckoned with. If anyone can help you find that missing girl, Lady Emily, and clear your name, he can.
Alright. If anyone that's actually played this game that knows more than I can tell me where those people were discovered, that would actually help, because I almost always end up with 2 bodies being discovered, which is interesting. There's only, like... I don't even know if I went with them undiscovered once. It's really hard to do that. But they didn't comment on it, which means they probably didn't find the dead bodies. They probably found the unconscious ones, which is probably because they weren't in a trash bin. But that's not going to be an issue. Not really. Because as long as we're still in low chaos, it doesn't really matter. We'll probably only see the wanted posters with our face on it and not the ones of the mask. And that's on... Ooh. This must be where Samuel lives. Huh, I never found this little shack. That's fine. Mysteries of Pandysia. Excerpt from a book on the far continent, Pandysia. At the Academy of Natural Philosophy, they speak of the Pandysian continent as a place of wonder, where all life has intertwined and blossomed across eons, producing a vibrant ecology unrivaled in the civilized world. The overseers from the Abbey of the Everyman, by contrast, talk all of horror and heresies, of cults of submen engaged in brutal, perverse rituals. The few that have actually traveled to the far continent and come back to the Isles, those who have actually touched the soil there, have returned with notes that describe vast deserts, deep jungles, and outlandish creatures that defy belief. Once in a generation, a great effort is mounted to build a colony there, in the hopes that this someday growing into a port city to rival Dunwall itself. But to date, these attempts have all ended in madness and failure. Like, I really want to, write a story about Pandysia. Pandysia! And again, I haven't beaten Knife of Dunwall ever. I started it once. I got to level 2 and I quit. Never started Brighamore Witches, and then I've done the second assassination mission in Dishonored 2, the Clockwork guy, because I already dealt with the killer guy. And I haven't started Death of the Outsider, so I don't know if you ever go to Pandysia. I don't know if they ever expand more on Pandysia, but the idea of Pandysia very much intrigues me. It's very, very creepy, very almost Lovecraftian in nature. According to Dr. Galvani, that's actually where these rats came from the rat plague. It's this great contrast of beauty and horror. It's almost like Jumanji, but if Jumanji was full-blown horror, but intertwined with an island paradise, is what it seems to be.
I expect they're hard at work in there. Best join them. They'll help you get whoever really killed the Empress.
We found our man.
We can continue this later, Lord Pendleton. The man of the hour is here. Corvo, I'm Admiral Havelock, a true servant of the Empire, like you, until the Lord Regent purged those of us who wouldn't recognize his claim on the throne.
And I'm Lord Trevor Pendleton. I represent the nobility in our little group. But we all act as equals here at the Hound Pits.
Bullshit.
This is a momentous occasion, Corvo. I'm going to come out with it. We've been building a coalition of loyalists, aimed at ending the Lord Regent's tyranny.
Correct.
And restoring the throne.
At risk of execution, we're committed to finding young Lady Emily and seeing her crowned as Empress.
True.
We've got big plans.
True.
We can't do any of it without you.
True.
We need your skills, your ability
True.
to fight. And in helping us, we're going to help you destroy the men who murdered the Empress.
True.
Sorry. You must be exhausted. We can discuss this further after you've recovered. But before you retire, you should introduce yourself to Piero. He's challenging at times, but his industrious mind buys him that right.
Yes. Piero's as much an artist as a technician. He's going to be crafting the gear you'll need. Go talk to him, and then get some sleep. We can talk more when you've rested. Good to have you with us, Corvo. Nothing against the others, but there's no substitute for a man who's done his service for the crown.
It's true. But can I trust you? And the answer to that, of course, is hell
Have you
no.
talked to Piero yet? He made the weapons we left for you on your way out of Coldridge Prison. Go see him when you can.
I love the smoke. Like, the graphics in this game. Like, they're not... Like, it's cell shade. It's not... Is it cell shade? I don't know. Whatever. It's weird. But... I love, like, the way that the beer goes down as he drinks it, and the way that, like, the cigar smoke, like, acts like actual cigar smoke. It's really cool. Like, I enjoy this very much. Sup, Wallace, the douchebag. The royal douche. And honestly, knowing that they're inevitably going to betray me, because spoiler alert, if you haven't, this is not really spoiler alert, I already did, excuse me.
My furnishings have been installed at last.
I already did a playthrough, so not really spoilers.
Have no idea what it's like.
You should have watched the first, Sears already, because I'm going to be making a lot of references to that.
2 bottles of Dunwall Red, never mind which, and fetch a clean glass.
So.
I'll begin again tomorrow.
Yeah. Guess what? Doesn't matter how much of an evil bastard you are, they'll betray you even if you do clean hands, which is hilarious because the end. Well,
river traffic is forbidden from landing in the distillery district.
You're not gonna get that ending exactly, because I think it's a little different depending on like exactly how much chaos you cause. But you're gonna get something very close to it. And that I won't spoil, because that's pertinent to this. Harpooner Songs. Excerpt from a book of sea shanties sung by sailors. What we will do with the drunken weather, what we will do with the drunken weather, what we will do with the drunken weather, early in the morning. Feed him to the hungry rats for dinner, feed him to the hungry rats for dinner, feed him to the hungry rats for dinner, early in the morning. Way, hey, and up she rises, way, hey, and up she rises, way, hey, and up she rises, early in the morning. Slice his throat with a rusty cleaver, slice his throat with a rusty cleaver, thrust his throat with a slice... words. Early in the morning, stuff him in a sack and throw him over, stuck him in a sack and throw him over, stuff him in a sack and throw him over, early in the morning. Way, hey, and up she rises, way, hey, and up she rises, way, hey, and up she rises, early in the morning. Sorry, I had to do that. That's a good song. What will you do with a drunken sailor? Anyway. Hello. Hello, Lydia. What's up?
Hi. You must be Corvo. I am Lydia, at your service. Your room is upstairs and ready. When they told me who it was, well, I thought you'd be older, like the Admiral.
She's got the hots for Corvo. Litany on the White Cliff. Excerpt from a series of Overseer invocations by High Overseer Abram Templeton. And I say to you, brothers, it is here that we make our stand as a righteous force against the growing darkness. It is here that we unite against the spirits of the unknown that would drag us screaming into the night, never to return to our homes or to our families. Together we will serve as a rod to those who would stray from the herd for the foggy gray wastes of the outsider. We will burn a bright fire with our virtuous actions, so that all others will not lose their way, and to those who choose to wander beyond the walls of our homes, in far places, in league with the demons that lurk in the void, we will strike at them swiftly before they whisper to their neighbors, filling their hearts with strangeness and doubt. Totally not a cult. Also totally not, like, all religions just really fuck... Well, I'm not gonna say all, but... Let's just say that there's some real bullshit. And, well, I'm sure you can assume what the analogies are for. Anyway. There's a time... There's times and places. And yes, the continent Pendentia is a horrible, horrible place that springs from madness and insanity. Like, they have it right that the outsider is no force for good and no god and should 100% not be worshipped by any means. But at the same time, the Overseers, as we've seen by the few excerpts we've already read in this very episode, they aren't the greatest either. They're both... The Overseers are borderline evil, and the Outsider is more just chaos. And... but I get a feeling, knowing what I know of his story, and knowing the actions he takes and sort of the tone of his voice as he speaks to Corvo, I believe... how to put this? I believe that the entity that is the physical form of the Outsider is, if not a good entity, is... I can how to phrase this, because it's still not good. I don't know how to phrase it. He's definitely neutral, but he leans towards the underdog, which I guess that makes sense if he's all about disorder and chaos. The underdog uproots the known social order, but he... In my opinion, true chaos, true impartiality wouldn't, and true neutrality for that matter, wouldn't choose sides between Corvo and Emily and Dowd and the enemies that they end up facing, which I'm not going to say because those are most definitely spoilers. And as per Star Wars stuff, I will be taking care of any spoilers that end up in the comment section that are not relevant to Dishonored 1. Specifically the main storyline. But if you stray into Brigamore Witches or The Knife of Dunwall or any of the Dishonored 2 or Death of the Outsider, I will be getting rid of those comments. But knowing what I know about how those go and about the Outsider story, the physical entity is
curfew extends from sundown
empathetic
to sunrise,
in some ways. They have a sense of what is right and what is wrong, and they seem to lean towards what is right, even if the ends they seem to favor just ends, even if the means for achieving those ends is iffy at best. But even then, he seems to favor the non-lethal sort of routes, in my opinion. Because he tells you... for the Boyle Party, he tells you... I'm spending too much time with just talking and not having anything interesting on the screen, but... I could talk about that for ages. Point is, he himself isn't evil. The force behind him is 100% raw chaos at the very least. Raw chaos and madness, hands fucking down. The magic that powers him is, but he himself, I feel, is not. Anyway, that being said, A Gaffer's Tale, Volume 2. Excerpt from the travel journal of a whaler in his final years. A Gaffer's Tale, Volume 2, or A Gaffer's Final Passage. After more than a quarter of a century, I am done with whaling, too broken to continue. I've seen all corners of the Isles and made far more coin than most men see in a lifetime. But it's all gone. I've lived through an emperor and watched his daughter take the throne. Fair young empress she was, but slain so young. Everything beautiful comes to die. I've eaten in every part of the known world and sailed in the loneliest waters you can imagine. I've seen the cliffs around Pandysia. Even the best of it doesn't give me an ounce of joy. The years come back across my dreams as a line of butchered bodies, long, sleek, and singing among the waves under the moonlight, only to be speared by ugly, weather-scarred men who'd knife each other for a good pair of boots. Each year, I've had less time to come home. My tongue forgot the language of small chatter, and those who lived in the cities thought me odd. My sister Nina hardly knew what to say to me during our visits. When she lost her business to the Lord Regent's crooked barrister, I was 100 miles east of the Mole, gaff-hand frozen from the sleet as we tracked to the first bull whale we'd seen in months. I helped her as much as I could, but Nina died in the early days of the plague. None of it mattered. If I'm jaded and bitter, it's just because this industry has taken away my dreams. The world has beaten me.
Remain in effect through the month of
Now, if
rain.
only actual whalers
Stay
felt
alert
like that, that'd
and
be
stay loyal.
good. But, anyway. The Shadow on Bitterleaf. Excerpt from a longer work of fiction. Finding my way by the feeble light of the dying fire, I saw her working. A large needle moved in her hand, followed by precise, esoteric patterns. Knots and loops of seamstress craft from ancient days. Beneath her needle, his body clenched and shuddered, shaking the wooden table. A morbid fascination pushed me closer until she turned her blank face towards me, resting the needle in his flesh. With a refined tone, she addressed me. So you are the lover, I presume. You too have been unfaithful, and it is now your turn to be mended. Well, that's disturbing. The Young Prince of Tibia. Excerpt from a theater play. Lord Nathan Bale, shaking with outrage. Oh, sorry, this is stage directions. They're not read with enthusiasm. Lord Nathan Bale, shaking with outrage. How dare you, sir, clothe so in my very home? I should hand you over to the watch, depraved Tibian! Prince Calasar, moving closer. That's a harsh welcome for royalty, my lord. Your daughter treated me with much more hospitality. Alas, she has gone out for the evening, leaving me all alone. Lord Nathan Bale, stammering, studying the younger man before him. What are you doing? Leave this house! Go back to your frozen wasteland, pale rascal! Prince Calasar, smiling coyly, reaching out. No need for anger between us, Lord Bale. Is it so wrong for me to be here? As I've proven, I've developed an affinity for you and your family. Lord Nathan Bale, gasping. Oh my, Calasar! Your skin is so warm it burns! I thought I knew where that would go. That's interesting and weird. And why there's... I guess that makes sense that there's a play porn in the fact that it doesn't have to be porn, but there's things in the bathroom and it's like depressing, like autobiography, like raunchy play, and like Shakespearean raunch, not like raunch, and then like horror story, and these things are in the bathroom. Like, I feel like the horror well, I don't know, maybe people read plays in the bathroom, but I feel like the work of fiction is the closest thing to what you'd actually find in a real bathroom.
I'll be crafting your weapons and gear, all custom work. For you, I will create the tools of a master assassin. No! This cannot happen now. The tank of whale oil is run out. Will you get a new tank? Stairs, please, while I hold this in place. Be careful.
Yeah, that's it.
When it explodes,
This ran a little longer than anticipated. It might have actually been perfect. But that's where we're going to end this episode, just before I give Piero his whale oil and begin snooping around, because it's going to take a while. These playthroughs are going to be a little longer overall, as far as the series goes, than the previous Dishonored run, because I'm going to be taking my time to make sure that I'm not spotted, and because I'm actually going to be reading the various excerpts and logs. So this is going to be a little bit longer, just a heads up. And again, if you want to see me play any other sort of Dishonored games, let me know. And I won't make any promises as far as the level of skill involved, because again, my main advantage here is that I know what's coming. Whereas in the DLCs for the first game, the second game, and the DLCs for the second game, I don't know anywhere near as well. So I'm probably going to get spotted, although I'll probably shoot for low chaos for all of them. But whether I end up there, we'll see. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.